Good morning, Limitless community. Happy Thursday. Today's Q&A, it might be a quick one. I've got 3 questions. One of them about yellow pee. Why does that happen? Golfing. Why am I so hungry after a round of golf? And last but not least, about skin tags. And I actually had to do a little bit of research about skin tags and learned some pretty interesting things. So we're gonna get right to it. First question specifically was, why does my pee turn yellow after I take B vitamins? Not uncommon. It's actually a type of B vitamin called riboflavin that has a very bright yellow / neon color to it. If your body does not need all of that riboflavin, it will excrete it through urine. So there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's just ultimately a side effect of just too much riboflavin that your body doesn't need, and so it will excrete it. Easy peasy. Now, if you do have very yellow, bright urine, even green, I will say this, green urine can actually be a sign of like detoxification. So it's not a bad thing. If it persists for a week, 2 weeks, I would definitely get it checked out. If you're not taking B vitamins, you have like very, very bright urine, you are probably extremely dehydrated. And it's probably something to go seek medical attention for. Again, I'm not a doctor, not offering medical advice. This is just my own intuition of, checking yourself out, being a smart human. All right, next question. How is it that I tend to eat more than my macro calories on the day I play golf? I'm also very tired that night. My partners laugh at my picnic bag as I eat through the course. I think that's so awesome that you take food with you on the golf course. I do the same thing. Rob and I always take some fruit, some nuts, and some protein bars with us. She said, all within my fat, carb, protein levels. She said, then I'm hungry for dinner, so I exceed my calorie goal. So it is not uncommon to obviously be hungrier after activity. Golf is, even though it might not feel intense, you can burn like 1,000 extra calories, especially if you're walking the course, depending on if it's 9 or 18, obviously. But walking, carrying your bags, hauling your bag, going to your ball, depending on whether you hit like me, back and forth instead of straight, that will obviously burn more calories. Even the mental aspect of the game. If you've ever played golf, you know that it is hard on your mental state. It can be hard on your nervous system. Golf can be a very frustrating game, and so that can obviously lead to the calories burned and just the depletion or fatigue that you are feeling after golf. There's nothing inherently wrong with you eating more food. If you are hungry, ladies, eat. Please eat. Now, if you are in a caloric deficit, I'll just say, if you are really wanting to lose body fat and you have a specific macro goal to hit because you're in a fat loss phase, hunger fatigue is part of the process. It's temporary. You should be in calorie deficits or fat loss phases for 4, 6, 8 weeks at the most. Most of your time should be spent in your maintenance calories. Now, this is obviously going to depend on each individual. This will depend on, if you have 5 pounds to lose or no pounds to lose or 100 pounds to lose. Like, every body has a different approach to this. I know this individual is in her 60s. She is highly active, does a great job tracking her macros, doing yoga, mobility, golf, being social with her friends. In this instance, I would just say eat more food. Increase your calories by 10 to even 20% on days that you are golfing. It's going to just have you mentally be okay knowing that you're expending a lot of calories, and going over by 200-300 calories, 4 maybe even 500, not the end of the world. Your body is obviously sending you a signal that it needs more fuel. And so I would much rather you intentionally plan to eat, balanced meals, carbs, fats, and proteins, as opposed to be so hungry at the end of the day and just like grab whatever's in your pantry that might not be the best thing or that's in alignment with your goals. I hope that makes sense. Last but not least, do you know anything about skin tags? Does that have anything to do with our body makeup, lack of something, too much of something? I'm getting a bunch of them lately and wondering if in your studies you've come across anything about them. Might just be another benefit of aging, laugh out loud. So yes, skin tags. I came across some research and they were called badges of midlife. Kind of funny. It made me chuckle because they're quite common with fluctuating hormones, specifically estrogen and progesterone, and a decrease in collagen specifically. You can be more prone to having skin tags. There's a genetic factor to them as well. If you are overweight, a person can get more skin tags. If your clothes is really tight on your skin and there's a lot of friction or rubbing, that can also be another reason why skin tags are more apparent or pop up more consistently. Another thing is that there's a very strong correlation to blood sugar. I talk a lot about blood sugar and I was like, mind blown. Holy crap. So there's actually a connection between skin tags and insulin resistance, and you don't have to have diabetes in order for you to develop more skin tags or even have insulin resistance. Again, I'll bring it back to midlife. So 35, upwards of 60, 65, it all depends on what you find midlife is. But we do have more issues regulating our blood sugar, again, due to fluctuating hormones, specifically estrogen. So this is where it is incredibly important to eat for blood sugar balance. When I say eat for blood sugar balance, we're eating balanced meals always. So protein, fiber, fat. If you have carbohydrates, which I'm not slamming carbs whatsoever. We eat a ton of carbs in my program. I recommend carbs to absolutely every single woman. That will change depending on the phase that you are in: maintenance, fat loss, reverse, that sort of thing. But if you are eating balanced meals, eating your fiber first, so I call it like a vegetable starter, salad, veggies, some type of fiber first, then eat your protein and fats, and then you'll eat your carbs after, whether that's potatoes, pasta, rice, that sort of thing, oats. Now, if you eat like a bowl of things, don't stress too much. If it's a balanced meal, you are already doing fantastic. And couple other things I'll just add kind of before and after your meals. If you do find that you struggle with energy dips after eating, sugar cravings, skin tags specifically, more fat loss in and around your midsection, you can take some apple cider vinegar before your meals. Half a tablespoon, mix it in a little bit of water. I personally just like down the hatch it goes. Might not be the best thing for me, but that's what I do. Just a little swig of apple cider vinegar before like higher carb meals. That tends to blunt your blood sugar response. And then after your meals is some type of movement. Doesn't have to be much. If you can get away with going for a quick walk, I have a loop around my neighborhood that takes 10 to 12 minutes. I will often do that. I do a big walk after my breakfast, and then I do a small walk after lunch, small walk after dinner. And of course that helps me get my goal of 10,000 steps. But if you cannot walk, just doing a couple flights of stairs, doing some body weight squats is hugely helpful. I've shared this before. Sometimes in the winter, if I don't want to get outside because it's freaking freezing, I have a little trampoline rebounder. Gosh, that word almost left me. A rebounder, and I will jump on my trampoline for 2-3 minutes. And that tends to do the trick as well. So that's it for today. I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Well, my Canadian friends, not quite there for my American friends yet, but Canadians, enjoy your Thanksgiving. All right, talk to you next week.